am joined by Dr. Satya Gupta. He is the chairman of the Blockchain for Productivity Forum and also the chairman of the IPv6 Forum here in India. Hello, Doctor, and welcome to CoinGeek Backstage.
Thank you, Claire.
Dr. Gupta, could you give us a summary of what you talked about at the panel discussion?
I was joined by two great men on this panel, Dr. Latif, the president of Global IPv6 Forum, and Dr. Craig Wright, the founder and inventor of Bitcoin. Lot of learnings personally for me also on the panel. We were to discuss that how the new internet growth, IPv6 growth happened in India and how India has become the world leader on adaptation of IPv6 technology, and about half of the world user of IPv6 are from this country.
And why do you think India has become the world leader in IPv6 adoption? Do you think it has something to do with the government and how it supports it, or are there other external factors that have helped IPv6 adoption in the country?
Oh yes, it is of course the government, but it is also supported by the industry and the Indian population also, the new what we call Geek users kind of thing. Government, as I have already mentioned, they did their part, and now the latest mandate by government is by December 2022, each operator, each network, each website and each device have to be IPv6 capable. So that means instead of 76% capability, we will have 100% capability of IPv6 by end of this year. And industry also, of course, supporting the cause.
Are there new regulations and policies that are being worked on right now by the government in terms of IPv6 adoption?
Oh yes, as I mentioned, they have issued a mandate already, and the addresses are giving free of cost. Then they are conducting training continued basis, and also there is a thinking to have our own DNS root server for IPv6, which was not possible for V4. V4, because of the technological limitations, could have only 13 root servers in the globe. Out of them, 10 are in US, 2 in Europe, and only 1 in Asia Pac. Whereas it should be geographically distributed and decentralized, and IPv6 technology actually supports that if you have the capability and intention. So the government here have an intention to have its own DNS root server, which will be the second in Asia actually, but it will do great good for the nation as well as for the neighboring countries.
Let's talk about blockchain for a bit here. So Latif Ladid, he believes that IPv6 has restored Internet's end-to-end model, the original model, for an application like blockchain. Could you tell us what your thoughts are?
Oh yes, actually blockchain really needs technology like IPv6. It has so many value additions to the blockchain, because blockchain model is, it has to be peer-to-peer, it has to be decentralized, there should not be a common controlling authority. Actually, and these are all learning from the original internet. Original internet, which is called public internet, was supposed to be like that, and it has a lot of ingredients of this. Like IPv6, one thing is there is abundance of the address. There is no shortage of the address space. So you can give address to everybody connected to the internet and every device connected to the internet. So once you have an address, dedicated address to everything on the internet, then you can have end-to-end control or end-to-end communication. In addition to that, if you go back to the original internet V4, V4 did not have the sufficient address, and hence they used to use what is called NAT. Actually, if you have heard, NAT is network address translation, where what they do, they take one address and put a box called NAT and allocate the same address to 100 of devices or 100 of users below that NAT. So that means there is no end-to-end connectivity, and you cannot trace what is required in blockchain unless you have a dedicated address to each and every connection. That is what V6 have actually enabled. Other than that, V6 have some inherent quality or characteristic on the security side, actually, because we want blockchain also to be secured. On the IPv6, there is a protocol called IPsec, which is mandatory there. There is a authentication header protocol, there is a ESP protocol, and you can have what is called CGA, which is BSV people are talking. CGA means cryptographically generated address. So the address itself can be generated cryptographically and encrypted, and can be made secured and passed from origin till the end, so that end-to-end connectivity can be monitored, as well as it can be made secured and it is traceable.
Lateef also believes that Bitcoin SV is a perfect fit for IPv6. Do you agree?
ESV, I agree. Bitcoin Satoshi Vision.
Correct.
That was the original vision or original intention of the white paper, which was written in 2008. But in between, we actually went astray out of that for the external regions. And that is where BSV, actually IPv6 can really help BSV vision by, as I have already mentioned, by giving address to every node, every connection. That means, and then they can monitor, and then there are these security features. So there is a great fit, I will call, great complementation between these two next generation technologies, BSV and IPv6.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for speaking to me today, Dr. Gupta.
Right now, millions are building the Internet of Value. But the best version of this inevitable future isn't possible unless the data that fuels it can be exchanged securely and with confidence. This is a critical moment in defining our shared future. That's why nChain offers the tools to protect the data we'll need to build that future. The Internet of Value works because we do. Join us in securing the tomorrow we all share. nChain. Data without question.
Bitcoin mining, Bitcoin wallet, blockchain, stablecoins, MetaNet, the evolution of money. Everybody is talking about Bitcoin today. But what exactly is it? Learn the basics from experts. Learn what Bitcoin is, how it works, and why it matters. Bitcoin 101, your ultimate guide to the fundamentals of blockchain.